Hi friends, I'm Jesse from Shrink RC. Our products are available at shrinkrc.com, A-Main Hobbies, and on eBay. Let's talk about some of the most commonly asked questions about the Element Enduro chassis. The Element Enduro is one of the most versatile rock crawler chassis out there. It comes in a whole bunch of variations, including different lengths, ones with a 4-link rear suspension, ones with a trailing arm rear suspension, ones with a solid front axle, ones with an independent front suspension, and just a ton of different options. This one happens to be the first generation builder's kit, and it's got the first generation independent front suspension on it. So what's great about all these variations is they all use the same chassis rails. So our body mounts will work on any of these variations, but there are some other things that you need to know. For example, when you're using a trailing arm style Element Enduro, and that's the Gatekeeper is an example of that, the trailing arms attach to the factory side plates in the front. And as you can see, our side plates usually replace the factory side plates. And for that reason, using trailing arms means you've got to change up the way you're attaching them to your frame. But the other issue is that the trailing arm setups are super long, and they actually don't work with any of the hard bodies in their stock length. So what I usually recommend you do if you have one of the trailing arm versions of the Enduro is to just change it out for a 4-link in the rear. The chassis is the same, and it's real inexpensive to get the parts to just switch it to a 4-link setup. Another thing about the Elements is there's a couple of different transmission options. There's the original stealth transmission, and then there's the XF, or forward stealth transmission. And the forward stealth transmission makes it really hard to fit interiors. So you wind up cutting out a whole bunch of your interior to work with the forward stealth transmission. And that's why I don't recommend using it. I recommend using the original stealth transmission. You will still have to do a little bit of cutting with the original stealth transmission to get it to fit up in between your seats in your interior. And you can even remove your spur gear cover to get a little bit more clearance. But the front transmission setup makes it to where you really got to cut out a lot. So if you have an Element Enduro, or you're shopping for an Element Enduro, and it's your intent to put a hard body with an interior on it, then I suggest making sure you get the original style stealth transmission, or there are even some aftermarket options for some LCG transmissions. Now in this case, this is a Tundra, and the Tundra doesn't have an interior. So it really doesn't matter on the Tundra whether you use the forward style transmission or you use the normal style transmission. But on some of the other bodies that we make body mounts for, and we make them for a lot because it's the Element, we've got like 11 different bodies options that you can put on there. In that case, if you're going to run something with an interior, get a setup with the old style, original style stealth transmission, and also get something with a 4-link setup, or be ready to change it to a 4-link setup. If you're going to go wild and do some customizing, of course, do whatever you want to do, but I wanted to give you fair warning. That's what this truck looks like. This was one of the earliest Shrink RC body mount setups that we did, and you can see here where the side plates were replaced. You can see how I've got the rear setup, independent front suspension up there, and this is a great rig. If you've got any more questions about the Element Enduro setup, please ask them in the comments below. Thank you.